It's Friday. Welcome to Kicking It Old School. Hey, Tim.
You're quitting your day job and you're going as a professional pop singer, aren't you?
I most certainly am. We have a lot of people here in the chat already. Let's see some of the comments. We have people kicking in here. Bringing up on our new Insta chat. That's me. I'm bringing myself up. Who cares about what I'm going to say?
Give me 2 seconds. I got to close my door because somebody's going to interrupt me. Just a second.
So I want to thank you all for joining us today on Kicking It Old School. We're trying out some new things here, so bear with us. At least I got the microphone working right at the top, right? You know, didn't screw that up. And I want to say hi to everyone here in the chat. I want to thank you once again for joining us here on Kicking It Old School.
Our little show.
We talk about anything and everything from, well, before 5 minutes ago, really, right? If it's more than 5 minutes, it's retro, right?
If it's retro, it's here. That's what we do. So as you guys could see, we got this little chat highlighter at the bottom of the screen.
Let's see if we got a chat. Here we go. Boom. There we go. Steven's been very hard at work getting all these new things here that we can put in. So we have
we've upped the budget on our production quality of our show, and yeah, so we're trying to make it look awesome for you guys.
We are.
All we need is the wah sound for Glenn's new glasses. Because he's gangsta. Is that what they call those glasses?
I'm gangsta right now, but maybe I'll go more for the stash.
That was yesterday, Mario's. March 10th, Mario Day, right?
Yes.
I don't celebrate that, but hey, everybody talked about it.
We have a lot of people in the chat who are ready. So again, thank you guys for joining us today. A lot of things to talk about, and it's one of those things. We're hopeful we'll have enough time. We
got an hour.
We have an hour.
That's it.
Super Game Room Dudes goes on at 9 o'clock, and I don't want to step into their toes. But we do have some things we want to talk about. Number one thing is the new Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer that dropped. Steven, what do you think about it?
I don't know. it had some good things and some bad stuff, meaning the Inquisitor had a very round head.
Yeah, I didn't like that myself.
And usually in the Clone Wars, or was it Rebels? I forget. It's a more cone head type of head. It's more elongated. So I was like, well, whatever. We're getting Star Wars. I can't
I
complain.
agree. The in
You
Star
know?
in Rebels, I didn't like how they did Vader. He was very, very skinny and tall. But at the last episode of the Clone Wars, the Darth Vader at the very last episode at the end, I thought was great.
Oh
Now,
yeah,
what you're
yeah.
saying
I
with the
I don't
Inquisitor,
remember it, but I watched it. But I
oh, you got
just
to watch
it's
it
been
again then. But
it's been a while.
The Inquisitor in the first season of Rebels, I mean, he's got the basic build, but it needed a guy with more of a Bert head than an Ernie head. Sesame Street reference there.
Yes, yes, yes. Yep,
So
I
what we're
agree.
gonna do
No,
is I'm actually gonna bring up we have the trailer here. You
yeah,
know,
roll it.
Kathleen Kennedy is so happy with me right now. She said, "You know what? You can have a copy of this trailer." So hopefully we don't get struck down by the dark side of the force.
Well, there's all kinds of places. We're promoting it anyways.
We are. So here we go. Let's
So
take a look
so
at
it
this
comes out
trailer.
what, May 20 something, 26, 25?
Something like that. So let's
End of May basically. So I enjoyed the trailer. It's got me excited a little bit. I'm glad Ewan McGregor's reprising the role. They don't got some Yahoo in there, so that's good. Uh, Young Luke Skywalker standing on top of the doorway of Uncle Owen and Aunt Peru's house, doing his little speeder bike thing. That was kind of
right.
cool. And so you're asking the trailer.
Yep, we're gonna pick it up right now. So let's watch. If you haven't seen it, you're gonna see the trailer here right now on Kicking It Old School. Let's take a look.
So that's kind of new school, this trailer. But yeah, I mean, he's riding that thing that took a shit there in the pod race, and that Jar Jar Binks stepped in the poo. Remember? That's that animal. Yep, she is. Paul said it.
Stay hidden.
He's on top of the thing. He's got to watch over him, right? So that's his job. But during the trailer, it looks like he goes off the planet. So he ain't really watching. So who's going to take his place
The key
while he's sitting there? Ahsoka?
to hunting Jedi
That looks pretty cool
is
there.
patience.
The building, like that there. That's he. You know what he looks like? He looks like the guy from the Flintstones, the Martian guy.
Oh, he was
The Martian.
called
I guess he's just called the Martian, was he?
No, he had a name. Kazoo.
The Jedi
Kazoo,
code
yeah, that's
is
right.
like an
He looked
itch.
like a bleached Kazoo there, that guy.
You cannot help it.
But overall, I mean,
Where is he?
the production
Right
quality
there.
but he don't scare me.
I'm not buying that face. They gotta fix that.
You gotta fix it, or reshoot it, or something. That looks cool, but I'm not. Somebody in Star Wars theory thought that dude's gun was Han Solo's gun. I don't think we're gonna see Han Solo show up. Not gonna happen. So what do you think, Glenn? Did you like it? 25th of May. What'd you
Right
think?
up to that point, I liked it. There we go. I lost it there. Okay. So, oh, we gotta get. I'm gonna show it later. That was too
There
soon.
you go.
Always have one
Too
mistake.
soon.
So,
Too soon.
what I think of the trailer? Well, I am definitely not been a fan of the newer Disney shows for sure.
Boba Fett, obviously,
Yeah,
there, but
really did not
Mandalorian,
like-
did you like it?
I do like the Mandalorian, so I'll take that back. I did like
Okay,
the
that's good.
Mandalorian, but I know Kathleen Kennedy had no hands
say.
in that at all.
Yep.
But this looks promising. It looks promising. The one thing we have to be careful of, based on A New Hope, Darth Vader himself and Obi-Wan Kenobi did not meet again between the Revenge of the Sith, where they battled, and A New Hope. At least that was the line that was put in there, right?
Well, he's either going to come back in flashbacks or the Inquisitor, not the Inquisitor, but he's going to show up probably in visions and stuff
Right.
like that.
Well,
right?
he could be on the show, like I said, talking to those Inquisitors. And those Inquisitors, if you don't know, they mostly, to me, started in Star Wars Rebels. That's where I found out about the Inquisitors. and they're
Yeah.
basically his lapdogs. You know, he has them to go. They
They
were
hunt down
ex-Jedi.
Jedi that are left over, basically.
Right. Those are Jedi who used to guard like the Jedi temples for the most part. And rather than be killed by the Empire, they decided to go to the dark side. They're not Sith. They're not Sith, but they are working for the dark side.
Yeah.
So we may see him there, or we may see.
And apparently in this world, they're hunting down the leftover Jedi.
Correct.
From what I
They didn't get them all at Order
understand.
66.
Paul was asking what time frame this was in. So this is apparently, what is it, 20 years or 10 years after Revenge of the Sith?
Right. I was
Before
going
New
the other
Hope.
way. I was told it was something like 8 years before New Hope. So whichever way you
Yeah,
want to go.
so it's about a 20-year, 15-year after Sith, but before so before the show there. So that's kind of cool. So
Right.
that's where that timeline is. So it's you're going to get McGregor not being totally old, but he's getting up there, and that's awesome.
Right.
You know.
And so it's promising. I mean, they could have made this into a movie, and originally I think that's what it would have been, is a
Mhm.
a film. But they're breaking it up and knocking it down into a TV series. So
Yep.
it's promising as long as they don't overdo stuff that they did like in episode 7, 8, and 9, where it's just too fantastical. I'm
Yeah. So at
optimistic.
the height of the Empire, as Paul is saying, yes.
Right.
So when they've killed most of the Jedis, and essentially they're running after the leftovers, so to speak, and they're, I think, on the lookout for Leia or something. No, Leia won't be there, but they don't know that Leia and Luke are still alive. At least Vader doesn't, anyways.
Right. Well, he doesn't know. For as he knew, there's only one child anyway at this point. He didn't know
Yeah.
they were twins.
Yeah, exactly. So he's protecting. You're probably going to see Maul in this, because in Rebels, Darth Maul tried to take out Luke, and Obi-Wan ended him.
Right. Right. So, and that was actually pretty good. If you haven't seen, again, Star Wars Rebels, there was a battle between Obi-Wan and Darth Maul. And
again,
first time,
again.
well, the first time I saw it, I was disappointed. But then when I started really thinking about it, and it was actually done very, very well.
Yeah, because he's there to protect Luke until whatever, right?
Right.
So in the end, I think what happens with this is that if Maul tries to show up, or anybody for that matter, and I think that's going to be Obi-Wan's, the show is protecting Luke, essentially, most of the...
Right, and I'm sure it's a little bit of that, and maybe some of Obi-Wan just having guilt for leaving Anakin there, because he knows, I think at this point, he knows who Vader is, that it was Anakin, he left Anakin there, and the rage, to be quite honest, the rage Vader really has was against Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
he
exactly.
feels he turned Padme against him. He feels that he kept him back. So Vader wanted him and wanted him bad. So I think this will be pretty good as far as that goes. Almost like what was that old show? The Fugitive. Almost like a Fugitive.
It wasn't me. It was the One-Armed Man.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
A line from The Mask. with Jim
JLS
Carrey.
some people. JLS Gaming is here. Shelf Warner, Paul Berries. We have a lot of people joining us to chat. I want to thank you guys again for joining
Saber
our new
Gaming.
show, Kicking It Old School.
Yep. So we're talking about for those just showing up, tardiness.
Yes.
We start the slackers.
Go to the principal's office.
And then we're talking about the Obi-Wan Kenobi thing. But if you listen at the beginning of the trailer, he sounds broken, dude. They lost the war.
Right.
They lost against the Sith. And,
now, who do you think he was talking to? Who was he saying we lost the war? Who do you think he was talking to?
I don't know. Qui-Gon maybe in a vision, but apparently he doesn't show up, or I don't know.
I was thinking Qui-Gon myself.
Yeah, it's a possibility of many different people, but it's hard to say. But I'm excited to see what happens, because you literally see him on Revenge of the Sith, and then he's an old man that just dies in the first episode 4. Kind of, there's nothing in between, right? It was just, So I don't know. I've set the bar fairly low because of Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah. Oh.
I've set my bar low, so I'm not going to go in there expecting amazing things. If I'm impressed after, fantastic.
Well, Saber Gaming said something here that Qui-Gon Jinn can't show his physical form, but I think in Rebels he did.
Yes, I think he did.
But it
in
wasn't. It was just
Rebels.
almost like a static picture. He wasn't able to like move
Move
around.
his, yeah,
Right.
it was just an image of him, or I
Right,
think, or
and they said
something
the
like
reason
that.
for he didn't have enough time to fully train, but yet Yoda and everyone else had like 30 seconds, and Vader had 10 seconds, and they all mastered it right away.
Yoda's the awesome one that could do whatever. He can burn a tree down, it seems like,
Right.
from the Force and beyond, or whatever. Hey, I'm gonna burn the Force tree down for you with a piece of lightning. Boom, and yeah, yep, exactly. So
So
it's yeah.
real quick, there's a poll going in here, and I asked if people did like the trailer. So far, 92% liked the trailer, 8% did not.
Wow.
So, I'm hopeful for it. I do know, remember, they had a script, they were shooting it Kathleen Kennedy style, and then they snuffed it, and they redid the script and redid
Oh, I feel so
everything.
much better now, for sure.
Right. So my understanding is Kathleen Kennedy did not have her hand now in this particular storyline, but she did in the original one that was, in fact, end up being canceled.
Yeah, I don't know. So
So
what's it say
we got
here? Do you think it's
Kal-El
possible?
asked the question. You want to answer this one, Stephen?
Do you think it's possible we'll see young Luke Skywalker as a kid in the series, even Ben Kenobi? Probably. He's
He was in the
probably going to
trailer.
bump into him in Mos Eisley or whatever. Like the Uncle Owen is probably going to bring him to town, and he's not going to remember him because if you remember in Episode 4, old Ben Kenobi, he knows him.
Right.
He's not going to be a stranger, but he's not going to be Obi-Wan.
He's a weird old man
the
that gives
Force
you
guy.
candy. He gives you butterscotch. In this
Yeah,
weird
yeah,
cave.
exactly.
Luke, come into this cave. I got some nice butterscotch. Come on in.
Free candy, come on in. Yeah, we've got Obi-Wan the pedophile now. Sorry, that was funny. So basically, he's gonna know him for sure because I thought you're talking about old Ben Kenobi, remember?
Right, right.
And he's not Obi-Wan. He won't know that name. It'll be Ben Kenobi, right?
Right.
So I bet you in the series it'll be, he's gonna know him for sure.
I even think
maybe
somehow,
not buddies, but
I think you'll see Leia Organa. I think you will. Maybe like a background. Maybe Bail
she's going to be
Organa.
young too, right?
Yeah, I
She's gonna
think
be
Bail
his
Organa
kid.
maybe be going around somewhere talking to Obi, giving him some information about other Jedi, and there's Leia in the back playing space Legos or something, or space Barbie. I don't know.
Sure,
Whatever they
Space
do
Barbie can
over
hold
there-
up for
over
sure.
there.
But you know what? He's probably going off world to check up on her. Maybe, I don't know. It's that's what I think's going to happen. But I'm excited, and like I said, I've set the bar fairly low, so we'll see. But I'm glad to hear that Kathleen Kennedy had nothing to do with this. So
Well, she did originally. That's the thing. She did.
no, now, which is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I think she got she got booted, and the script was completely redone. That's why it was supposed to have been out already. This was another thing that was supposed to be out a while ago. But
And then they realized it sucked.
Yep, they were
And
doing
it was too woke.
it's almost like Back to the Future. People don't know that. Back to the Future was like 70% done,
Eric Stoltz.
recorded, right, with Eric Stoltz. And
Yeah.
actually, I liked him. I like Eric Stoltz in the movies he's done.
But he didn't have that comedy, apparently.
No.
He didn't have that
No.
what made it funny.
He
Because
apparently
when you
was
think
making
about it,
too serious, and no
well,
one
that's
liked
right.
it, including the
Apparently,
director.
on the set, he was like a method actor, apparently. He was all serious and stuff, but it wasn't funny. And I just saw something tonight that I didn't realize about Back to the Future. Apparently, when they did test screenings of Back to the Future,
Right?
when the dog goes into the car, Einstein?
That's Einstein.
Yeah, okay. So when Einstein went into the car and disappeared and disintegrated, apparently a lot of people in the movie theater thought it was like a horror kind of film that it killed the dog.
Is that why they were saying he was a murderer? It was Doc Brown was a murderer? Is that where that came from?
I don't know, but apparently it didn't go over well back then. From what I understand, that's a rumor that when they did test screenings, it was like, he killed the dog. No. So that's why they were like, no, this is a comedy. It's totally a comedy. Guys, relax, kind of thing. So, but I am excited for Obi-Wan. So let's see how it does. Cross the fingers and we'll see what happens,
Yeah, and the poll seems to kind of agree with us. We have 88% still at yes and 12% at no. So I do think that that it'll do well, barring they don't do any crazy stuff where they just throw characters in there for the Me Too movement or something like that. Just tell a
Oh,
story.
no, the woke stuff's got to
Just
go.
tell a story.
Well, if you watch Doomcock, for those of you that are uneducated, Doomcock, it's Overlord DVD, his YouTube channel or whatever. He wears this mask. It's pretty funny. It looks like it's made with papier mâché there, whatever uh, the stuff we used to do in kindergarten on balloons and stuff. And he apparently heard that there's a rumor that in Disney, woke is out the door.
Well,
It
woke
doesn't
costs
sell
money.
tickets.
It's cost them lots of money. So do you want to continue
It
being
doesn't sell
woke?
tickets. It doesn't sell the movies or anything.
No.
People want escapism. They don't want to have the reality. You know what I mean? Like, so Papa Brad Gaming. You know what? I subscribe to a guy named Papa Pete.
Papa
He's
John's?
no, not the pizza. Papa Pete. He has an Intellivision YouTube channel. So I thought that was him, but it's clearly not. It's Papa Brad. Sorry. So what else do we got on the agenda platter here?
Well, something else we
Miss-
could talk about real quick. New Wave Toys.
yeah.
Very good company, purchased all their items. Let's bring this thing up here. Again, we're using all new effects here today. Make sure I'm pulling up the right thing here. We go to here. And then we
Make
go
sure
to
you don't
here.
have your Pornhub.
Yeah, I
show
gotta
up
get
there.
that off.
That'll
Get that
but
off
you gotta
screen.
get it put that away.
Here we go. Boom. Good old New Wave Toys. And, they're doing their pre-order right now. And again, you get Space Ace, but also Dragon's Lair is coming back.
I've
Look at
never
that.
played those little machines. Apparently, they're really nice.
I love them. I pre-ordered. I didn't buy. I bought my mouse here. I bought this one right here. I didn't buy this one only because I didn't play it in the arcade. I know it's got some historical significance.
One was a conversion kit, if I'm not mistaken.
Well,
so people that didn't play Dragon's Lair anymore played.
Yeah, this was the Cinematronics version, which was the original, and this was the converted Dragon's Lair to Space Ace. Of course, Dragon's Lair was these here. So they're going to have these two, which I think will be coming out more towards the end of 2022, and then the Dragon's Lair, but also Dragon's Lair now with the red stripes on it.
Okay.
The pre-order's going right here. It's $149. I mean, prices have gone up, and I know people are mad at me. They're still mad at Glenn. You're the one who started this. It was $99. Now it's more money. That's not why. The prices of
It's all your
chips,
fault now.
Yeah,
Just like it was my fault having you collect all those damn Coleco things.
Yeah, I'm getting some heat for it, but the real issue is just chips. We're having a hard time getting chips for our gate switcher. The 4-8 gate switcher is selling very, very well, and we're having a hard time getting the chips. So it's not all me, but you can see people here are waiting to get their hands on the Cuba, which will be coming out soon as well. And Steven, you haven't gotten any of these?
I got none. We won't get into why because on a personal level what's been going on, but yeah, no. And I'm a cheap bastard too, so it doesn't help.
Well, for anyone out there, I can say these are very, very nicely built units, and like certain
look
things
great.
out there, they go up in value. So
Did they make the Pac-Man one that came out a long time ago? Like one of the first ones
that
was
was
the
Numbskull.
Numbskull, that's
Numbskull.
what it was.
And
Okay.
those are
I didn't
bigger.
want to cross promote. I just didn't know if it was the same company or not.
No,
Sorry.
New Wave Toys is out in good old California, and Numbskull, I do believe, is in England. And
I think they're in
do
Europe.
Have the Pac-Man. I do have the Pac-Man from them. And
Did they make a Miss Pac-Man too?
They make a Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Mappy, not Mappy.
You can't even
Bubble
get those anymore, I
Bobble.
think, the Numbskull stuff?
What's that?
You can't get them anymore, can
Sure
you?
you can. I'm waiting for them to come out with their Space Invaders. It has a reflective screen on it.
Oh, okay. The mirror type of.
Right.
Gotta love that transition effect.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're making ourselves professionals now.
Yep. So no, but that's good though because Space Ace not my favorite. I think that Dragon's Lair 2 had a better linear storyline when
Right.
it came to playing it on Laserdisc. They got to make a cliffhanger game for sure.
Well, they might be watching.
Okay, so
Shiloh from New Wave Toys, if you're
Cliffhanger-
out there. He wants cliffhanger.
I want cliffhanger, and I got all the artwork already done in Adobe Illustrator. So hit me up. And you know what the problem is with cliffhanger is it's not well known like Dragon's Lair and Space Ace and that sort of thing, and it's based on two anime movies from Japan, right? So, and one I think it was the Castle of Cagliostro. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that last part, and the Secret of Mamo or something like that, which are the two movies edited together to make Cliffhanger. Well, it's apparently the original, the guy who created Lupin the Third, which is the character in Lupin the Third. He passed away, and he did not like Cliffhanger. Apparently, Stern screwed him over. Apparently, I don't know. It's a rumor I
Big
heard.
company screwing the small guy? Really?
Never happens.
That's interesting.
Ever. Never.
Oh, we had a quick question here from Kevin Campbell. It's Kool-Aid. I am sipping the Kool-Aid. The corporate Kool-Aid. That's what I'm thinking right now.
Drink the Kool-Aid. You're brainwashed. It's the new wave toys Kool-Aid. Drink it. They sponsored his drink. And that's a joke. It didn't happen.
No.
So
no one sponsors us. We are unsponsorable.
Yeah, and then basically, Papa Brad, I actually own the Laserdisc. I'm a big Cliffhanger fan, and I'm building a little tiny mini arcade of Cliffhanger. So that's coming. Maybe I'll show it off on the Kicking It Old School thing. But yeah, it's I'm a big fan. But for them to get the rights to that game,
sometimes it's a mess, right? You can't even track down the right people to even talk to about it.
Yeah, I don't know what's the deal, because there's movie rights and they redid the Cliffhanger the movies, not Cliffhanger movies, the Lupin movies, and remastered them and everything else, and they look great and all that stuff. So anyways, let's just say that yeah.
I'm gonna check back to the poll here real quick.
What's it looking like? 18 votes now.
Oh, 89% still think that the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer was good. 11% saying they weren't a fan of it. So that's okay. So let's talk about something else here as well. We have a lot of things, something we didn't cover last week. I just wanted to talk about real quick. Gaming magazines. Like when you were growing up, they were great, right? Back in the day, before there was the internet, you had your gaming magazines.
That's all you had.
Right. What was your favorite?
Okay, so if I had to pick one, it wasn't a gaming magazine per se. It was a computer magazine called Run.
Okay.
And it was based on the Commodore 64.
Oh my God!
And I'd get all my.
You and the Commodore 64 should have
known. You posted that nice thing the other day about it. So Commodore 64 love. That's awesome. It was, but anyways, I'd wait every month for this thing, and it was weird because it's not like now when you learn somebody has farted on the internet, man. In 5 minutes, you're there and you know what it smells like, right? But back then, you had a product or a game coming out. It was months. You were not in a hurry, you know, and you'd see the advertising in the magazine. What was yours, Glenn?
There was a few I had. I don't remember a lot of them, but EGM, Electronic Gaming Monthly, for me.
Oh, that was later on for sure.
That was definitely one. Next Generation magazine. I used to enjoy that one. But there was some ones back in the early days, back again with ColecoVision.
There wasn't many back then though, right?
No, there wasn't.
That started off more in the PlayStation era and up kind of thing, like in that Sega Saturn. Then that's when the publications started coming out. I subscribed to, when I was heavy into the original Xbox and everything else, it was the official Xbox magazine.
Right.
They called it OXM at the time. And it was a good magazine, but that all went the way of the dodo bird, sadly.
I want to biggest shout out to P-Dubs. Remember, guys, 9 o'clock Super Game Room Dudes will be kicking off at 9 o'clock after our show. P-Dubs, in fact, he's actually doing a judging of a gaming contest.
Oh yeah.
So I'll put that down in the comments, P-Dubs. I'll post that for you. I know he's doing a judging of a gaming show. I think actually Mike could be the Game Genie as well, and Detroit Love might be doing it as well. So that should be kind of cool to watch. It's always good.
We should ask the chat, instead of having the chat scroll by 100 miles an hour, we've got this highlighted chat thing.
It's a chat thing.
Whatever. It's it's a message highlighter, we'll call it, as far as because half the time you wouldn't see who typed what. It'd be like, well, who typed this, and it was gone. And at least people watching at home, if they want to interact, get your YouTube app out and start typing or whatever. But at least here we're highlighting the people we're highlighting and talking about, and the subject matter, and which is kind of cool. So It's
Oh, P-Dubs is a chatbot. P-Dubs is a chatbot. Oh no, chatbot.
oh,
So it looks like
kick
the
'em.
Home Arcade Championship. So definitely, I'm sure you'll hear more about that on Super Game Room Dudes at 9 o'clock. So definitely check out those guys. They put on a really
So
good
what
show.
is that exactly? Is that you go in your house, it's like cribs basically, and you show off your arcade? Is that
No, it's they're doing basically certain games. Certain guys are playing the game, see who does the best of it, and amongst themselves, and they're playing for I guess some prizes and stuff like that. Oh, we got a look at this. We got a super chat from JLS Gaming. Thank you so much. You mean this? That's it. I always appreciate him, man. He's a great guy. He's got a great channel. If you have check that out, JLS Gaming. What's this from Papa Brad? CT. What's that? CT Jason. Not quite sure what that means. Tell me more.
CT Jason?
What? He got his Cubert already? Oh, you got. Oh, no. Yeah, P Dubs actually bought a real Cubert. I know New Wave
Wow.
Toys is making one, but P Dubs actually went out and bought it. I hope
But
it
the
works.
real legit one, that's expensive.
Yeah, he spent a couple of grand. I think he spent that much on that one.
Yeah, he won't say anything in chat, but
But you know, again, it's a fever. You know, you start with the small things, you build up to the big.
yeah, you end up like me with
Yeah,
my
I mean,
arcade,
or you can end up like me, you have it all, and then it gets destroyed in a nature flood, which was I'm still not happy
yeah, that
about, but
sucks.
it
I'll
does.
have to get you pictures, Glenn, of my arcade. None of this arcade one-up stuff. No offense to the collectors of arcade one-up stuff, but that didn't exist when I started collecting mine. So it's
Well, real quick, so we were talking about gaming magazines. So
yeah.
there's
Sorry, we
a kind of
sidetrack in this show.
yeah, we do that all the time. We're old. You know, we start talking about something, we kind of just start,
Squirrel.
squirrel. Exactly. So I'm gonna bring the browser up here real quick again. Look at that. Boom! High technology. So this is the Old School Gamer magazine, and what's really good about them is you can get this free. They'll give you like a limited, maybe half of the pages of them, but you can actually go there right now to Old School Gamer magazine, and you can digital download the magazines. And of course, you want to support them, which I do. I subscribe to it. You can get just electronic for a certain price. You get just paper, or you get electronic and paper. But it's a really good magazine. A lot of friends I know are editors in here, so I am going to kind of promote them. But the articles in here are really, really good. In Television Miko, got stuff on that right there. But again, you can just go there and try it out. You just go there.
But they make a physical printed copy of their magazine.
That is correct. Correct.
Okay.
It depends on what level. I think I
And
paid.
those days are almost gone these days.
They are. I think I'm paying $30 a year, and I
You can't
get
even get Playboy on paper anymore.
really.
I don't know.
know.
I'm just guessing.
I would think it's probably better. They don't get stuck together anyway.
I heard
probably
that somewhere. I
electronic.
think I saw a documentary. Not that I ever subscribed to Playboy, but it's
Oh, of course not.
nah. But basically, from what I understand, they stopped printing, and it's all online. You go online and you pay them a fee or whatever, and you'll go there. From what I
That's-
understand, so.
Oh, does my Zaxxon still work, Paul? Well, yeah, the Zaxxon does work, but the woodwork and everything was completely destroyed on it. Well, at least the lower half. It absorbed about a foot's worth of water
Of
on
that
there.
water, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So and also
That was all particle board too, eh?
No, the Zaxxon wasn't. Oh, I guess kind of was. I should say. I guess it kind of was. But
If it's swelled up, it's particle board.
what got me more upset is my NES Pro Play home arcade. That was much more valuable. That was it was an arcade unit. You put your TV set in and you connect your NES into that. And there were only a few hundred left.
Is it gone or is it?
I have it, but again, the whole like bottom half is ruined. I'm gonna put it like it was ruined, like Stewie Griffin. So I'm actually contemplating talking to a couple people I know really good with woodworking to perhaps maybe make it won't be original anymore, but make new sides to it.
Oh,
put the
gotcha.
molding on. The rest of it will be original.
You're almost better off to start it over again at that point.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where again there was only a few hundred that I know of copies, let alone mine was pristine. I didn't. Some people modified it and they put a PC in it. Mine
Yeah.
just had an NES, had all the parts on there, and that's the part that really hurt more than the Zaxxon. I mean, the Zaxxon hurt because it's a fun game and all that stuff, but I lost
Mhm.
that. I lost
I may end up moving this whole camera thing into my arcade and
You
just do
should.
the show from there,
You
and then
should.
people can see the machines on in the background. They're pretty loud actually when you walk in there and they're all on.
They are, and right now you can save on oil because the heat from those things are pretty good.
Oh yeah, like I'm just trying to think which one heats up the most. I think my Turtles is the one that generates the most amount of heat. The board on there, the chips heat up like crazy. So
Was
it's
that's the original arcade machine?
yep,
Turtles?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, and I've got a Simpsons board that I swap out to play
Nice.
4-player Simpsons. So it's pretty cool. I'll go through it one of these days for the curious. And I don't have any of the arcade one-ups. I have an arcade one-ups Star Wars stool that my son bought me for Christmas, but that's it.
Well, I gotta say, if you want to collect things like that, and real quick, Hollywood Polo, yes, I haven't had a chance to do a video. I'm behind. I got so many things I gotta still record, and I have a very tiny room now because down here in the basement I have just this going on right now, and I gotta start cleaning up and start trying to fix it a little bit. So I have a very small area to record, and I'm very behind in videos, but I do have it, and I will do some gameplay on it soon for sure. And what do we have here? We have, how am I doing? I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. It's Friday. It was definitely a hard week. I know that Kevin Campbell was in the chat. He's one of my guys at my job. And it was a week and a day and a half. And he came through in a pinch for me today. We had an issue that had to be taken care of right away. And Kevin, thanks for running out and taking care of that. Before upper management murdered us all. Because that's what upper management does.
That's our
It is.
job.
So, Steve, what have you been playing
Yeah.
recently? Like, what's the games you've been like highlighting the most?
Not much game playing actually this week. I finished Gods last
Oh, you
week.
played my game.
I've been playing
Very nice.
more.
God. You played
What's
my
that?
game, a God.
Yeah, okay. And basically, what else has I've been playing? Oh, I've been playing Xbox, original Xbox. Been playing this game a little bit.
Why don't you tell the people about your collection? Because you've got, you've got the sizable collection of Xbox items.
I have, and pardon my coughing because I got the COVID last week after the show. The day after it was, ended up getting COVID. But basically, I have a original Xbox North American collection that is 70 games short of complete.
So how many games are you talking total?
Like ever total or?
Well, what's your total?
Okay,
The
hold on.
total number of games that are out there? And you said you're 70 shy of it.
Give me a minute. I will give you the exact number. 78 out of I have 802 games total, and I'm missing 76. Sorry, not 78.
But hold on real quick here. We have Hobby Hands gave us a super chat. Do you want to read that super chat?
Yeah. Off topic. Love the C64, Amiga, ST. Okay, never mind the ST. TRS-80 and more. I have original machines and eagerly awaiting my Mini 500, and I have to sub to your channel, Steven. Okay,
Awesome.
cool.
Yeah, I am looking forward to the 500. I know that Retro Recipes got, I think, the very first, it was 3D printed prototype of the
Prototype. I saw that
Right.
last week.
He's a really good guy. If you guys haven't subscribed to Retro Recipes, he's got a great channel. He's a really nice guy.
He's got a lot of dad jokes.
He
on
does,
his
but he was
show.
actually in one of the Star Wars films. I forgot which one he was in, but he was in
the
was
first
it the
one.
first one.
The first
Okay.
one. Yeah, the first one, episode 1. Yeah, he played a background
Nice.
character, one of the guards that does the grappling hook. You know, when they go on the outside, he's one of those
Nice.
guys.
So Hobby Hands, thanks for that.
but
For that super chat.
yeah, that's pretty cool. So the Amiga 500 Mini, I have to get one because that was my first Amiga. It got struck by lightning and died, and then I ended up with the 2000 after by the insurance company. But but yeah, it's as far as games, I'm still playing Valheim. Great $20 game on Steam. Love that game. It's awesome.
Now, what's that game? Tell us. You told me a little bit about it, but tell me a little bit about this Valheim.
It's called Valheim. So it's a Viking survival game, basically. And I play with Saber Gaming sometimes. And essentially it's a seed-generated world, kind of like
Okay.
Minecraft, but it doesn't look like Minecraft. But it's not like realistic, super realistic graphics, but it's somewhere in between Minecraft and hyperreal Unreal Engine
Okay.
type stuff. And you run around, and like most survival games, you have to go gather wood and food and kill things and whatever.
Build up those hit
But
points.
it, but the game is so massive, and it's got cool monsters. It's got tree physics, so if you cut a tree down, you can have it land on your head and kill you. So it's kind of neat that
It
way.
sounds like a
So
game I shouldn't play.
it's a
'Cause
really
that'd probably be happening a lot to me.
it's a great game, and for $20, it's still in early access, but that game's consumed my life for the last year. But like I said, I've been playing the original Xbox quite a bit. I've got my Mr. FPGA hooked up, so I'll be doing video captures and some stuff on my channel, and run from the trolls too, by the way. So Saber Gaming, the trolls are massive creatures. One of the trolls has a fucking tree as a baseball bat, and he swings it at you, and you got to literally run your ass out of the forest. It's pretty funny. So it's a great game. It's a lot of fun. You play co-op. I think you can play up to 10 people on a either dedicated server or your own machine or whatever. I think you need a decent PC to play it. You can't run this thing on a Commodore 64, sadly.
How about a
So,
128?
oh, maybe there with the Z80 processor in there and CPM. Yeah. So the Mini, when's that coming out? Is it just holding off on the
No,
pandemic?
I
The
think
500?
next month. I think. Don't hold me to that though.
They better. So
Saber
what I'm
Gaming's in
getting
the
at
middle
is
of it right now, Steven.
he's playing. He loves that game too. So I bought it for him as a gift. I said, here, check out this game, and he seems to like it. So it's pretty cool. But the 500 Mini, it's hopefully you can sideload the games and ADF
Oh, I'm
files.
sure.
Hopefully that'll work.
We got
and hopefully that's not just in Europe and you got to pay crazy shipping.
No, I think it's
and,
gonna be here as well. But I hope they don't do the PlayStation thing where they actually have the PAL version with the PAL games and NTSA version for the NTS games, and don't do that.
Yeah,
mess.
I agree. And I'm hoping that I don't even know who's making this
I
thing.
don't either.
It's not the 664
No,
guys, is
I
it?
don't know either. But real quick,
There's a guy.
we have another
Go
super
ahead.
chat this time from Paul, and it's a good question. Read this question.
Which 80s arcade game had the best port to your favorite home console? And you can't say Pac-Man at the 2600.
You go first.
I would have to say Donkey Kong or Donkey Kong Jr. on the ColecoVision. That did it for me. I think those two games is what made me go, holy crap, I could play this thing at home. It's not exactly the same, but it's pretty close. Like Donkey Kong Jr., I must have spent hours on that stupid thing. What about you,
You
Glenn?
know what? I'm glad you said that one, but I'm gonna go real off the deep end on this one. 'Cause most people never even heard of it.
No, you always
I
go off
do.
the deep end.
So
Always,
there are times where they take home consoles and put them in arcade machines, right? Because the game is so good they can actually sell it with quarters. So the Amiga
yeah.
computer actually was used in some arcade machines. And if you had a 1 megabyte expanded Amiga, the 500 came with 512. You had to have a 1 meg expansion on it.
Of chip RAM, you mean?
Well, it could have been chip RAM.
Oh, fast RAM.
Just one meg. It's
Not
called
fast RAM,
New
okay.
York Warriors. And basically, with that 1 meg, it was like a Neo Geo game. It was a direct from the arcade to the house to your Amiga at home. And basically, it was only
Really?
and it was basically like Escape from New York. These terrorists have hostages in one of the buildings, and you're like.
There's always
There
a
is.
terrorist.
And you're like Rambo, and you're running through this. The graphics are very well done. There is some slowdown because there's so many things happening on there. But if you don't save them at the end, they nuke the city. And it's like you're just sitting there, and all of a sudden you see this nuke go off. And and you fight.
That was a fear in the
Yeah.
80s, as much as kicking it old school, maybe it's kicking it old nukes.
So,
Maybe
Paul,
I
thanks
don't
for
know.
that super chat.
It was the Cold War fear back
Yeah,
in the
That was
yeah,
a great
thanks
super
for the
chat. But yeah,
sure.
so if you haven't heard of it,
Interesting question
Yeah.
for sure, though.
it was a very fun game. I go back to it all the time just because it's so insane. It's just crazy. New York Warriors.
Is it like Final Fight a little bit?
No,
or?
it's I would say it's more like Commando. It's like a
like
3/4
top,
overview. You're running through different cities and towns.
Okay.
There's different guys. It's like maybe like 5 different guys that they reuse like 50,000 times. But this, they're throwing grenades, they're strafing grenade bombs going. It's just crazy.
Almost like Metal Slug, I guess, a
Yeah,
little
actually,
bit,
yeah.
where it's just shit flying all over
And
the
that's why there's
screen.
slowdown. Metal Slug has slowdown too, and you're okay with it because there's so much going on, and it's impressive.
Yeah,
He agrees with you here, and I do agree that the ColecoVision port of Donkey Kong was a. I mean, that was a.
it
It
was
was a
pretty
killer
good.
app, and it came free with the console.
Like I mean, Coleco didn't do the Atari any favors with their port of Donkey Kong on the 2600, but I think they did on the what is it, the 7800 and
They didn't come out. That
5200
was
or
Atari Direct.
whatever.
Remember, that was the problem. Atari had the
They had
license for Donkey Kong on home consoles. I'm sorry,
okay.
for the computers. It wasn't the home consoles. They thought they had it for the consoles. So when ColecoVision came
Oh,
out,
gotcha.
they released Donkey Kong on that, and Atari started the lawsuit. Didn't go too crazy, but then the Atom could play that same game, and the Atom was a computer. Then
Oh,
Atari
gotcha.
went
Yeah, yeah.
ape nuts, where they're like, you can't do that.
Yeah, yeah.
We're selling it on our home line of computers, and the Atari port was actually very good as well. The 7800 port only fell short because of the sound chip. They should have put the Pokey in that, and it would have been much better. In fact, I think there is a homebrew. I have a flash
I think
card
there is.
that has a Pokey. You can use the Pokey sound chip for it, and it's much better. But I still think the ColecoVision overall had the best home console port for Donkey Kong for sure.
Of arcade games
Right.
in general. Yeah. There's certain games that were in the home and ended up in the arcade. You remember Choplifter? Did you ever play
Everyone
Choplifter
played.
arcade?
Actually, I played it on a Commodore 64. As a matter of fact, I did play Choplifter.
Okay, me too. That was the first time I was exposed to that game. Well, then I think it's Sega made it for the
Right.
arcade. It's the same idea, but the graphics are like
Right.
hyper awesome kind of thing. And it's like, well,
Real
okay.
quick, this chat
you
with
know.
Bronsky here, he makes a very good point. Zaxxon was
Oh
a
yeah,
great
it was
game,
good.
but they improved it. It's one of the few times the home console port was actually better than the arcade. They had many more stages in there, and they did. It was a really good port. The only bad thing about it was that ColecoVision didn't have smooth scrolling, let alone like a parallax type of scrolling. But
Okay.
they really did do a good port. So good chat, very good chat there.
Job at a computer store, minimum wage. He let you keep the games for preview. That's awesome.
I think EB
Nice
Games
job.
stuff used to let you, you take a game home or a disc home, and you would copy it. Obviously, funny. I never
Yeah,
worked for a gaming store. I worked for Radio Shack. I did that.
I never worked for a gaming store. I worked at a park, an outdoor park, not a trailer park, but like a camping park.
Oh,
And that was my summer job. So
I got the Rexer post up in the Rexer. When it comes to Donkey Kong, the Rexer man knows his stuff, and he's saying that in television DX port, and I assume that was a home brew port because the Intellivision port from Coleco was horrid. But I have seen this port.
I have that cartridge. Would you believe? I have it doesn't work on Intellivision 2. I found
and
out
it barely
later.
works on a regular
Man.
television. It's bad. But if you do have a flash cartridge, or if you have you purchase this, it is a really good port of Donkey Kong for the Intellivision. And it's just funny because the Intellivision for like sports games are really good, but when you start playing like arcade games like Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, it really kind of fell flat, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then there's a Donkey Kong homebrew on the Commodore 64 too. That's incredible. You look at it, it's like, holy shit! If this would have came out back in the day, and yeah, it's pretty
We
interesting.
got a fellow
Worked at
alumni at Radio
That's
Shack.
funny.
Awesome. Hobby hands.
You got to sing the Radio Shack theme song for us
No, we don't want to do that.
with
we
your
do not want to do that.
with your microphone there. Who wants to see Glenn? Or
I don't even remember it anymore.
Hear Glenn start singing. Anybody want to hear Glenn singing? He's actually pretty good.
I'll sing at the end. I'll put it down. I'll put it down in our
Oh,
closing.
okay.
We'll do that.
Well, he's building up the suspense for us.
I am, and I want to say again, I really want to thank all you guys here for joining us tonight. We have about 10, 15 minutes left before the Super Game Room Dudes goes on. But I want to thank you guys for spending your Friday night with us. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
This is your channel.
Yeah, an hour out of a Friday night. I mean, what us old guys are gonna do, right? What are we gonna do? You know what I'm anxious for, to get off topic a little bit? I was supposed to go visit you, Glenn, 2 years ago before all this COVID crap
Yep.
hit.
It wasn't easy hiding my house and moving real quick. It wasn't easy.
Yeah, and remember you had a kidney operation or something, or kidney stones or
I
whatever,
had
and it put the whole trip on the
7
kibosh.
I had 7 in my left kidney, and I shut that kidney down because I might drink a little too much Coca-Cola and not enough water, perhaps.
Have you changed those habits,
No,
or that face says no?
no. And I get
Maybe with Jennifer in your life,
I
you
get
know,
yelled
she
at.
might say,
I get
"Hey."
mostly Cole. I mean, Cole. I mean, people women who had like triplets and kidney stones.
I like how your conversation,
Well,
Cole, people,
women who had like triplets and
It's
kidney
pretty funny how
stones
that.
say they'd rather have the triplets. So that just tells you the kind of pain that kidney stones are. And I had 7.
I've never had
I
them.
had 7 in
not
one
yet.
kidney alone, and it's because I don't drink enough water.
I was supposed to go visit you, and then he calls me up. I'm like, "Hey, I just got operated," and you know, and I'm like, "Oh man." Oh, Jennifer wants you to sing.
Yep. Yeah, she said that. I will at the end. I promise. I'll do our extro. You know,
Oh, I heard it earlier, guys. You're in for a treat. He puts Justin Bieber's shame.
Rex was not helping my cause here, and it is. I know it is.
Oh
But,
yeah.
you know, there's people. Some people always have some type of addiction. I don't smoke. You know, I don't do drugs. Although I guess gaming could be considered a drug, I suppose.
That porn collection would say otherwise too, though.
That's
Just
holding
saying.
up a couple walls. It sticks together very well.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay.
but yeah, 7 kidney stones was pretty bad. It was pretty bad, if I have to say so.
Yeah, I don't drink that much soda anymore. I found out I had type 2 diabetes, so that went out the window. I used to drink a lot of Pepsi.
Oh, how are we
Not anymore.
friends? Wait a second. You drank Pepsi? How in the world are we friends?
Well, you know, Coca-Cola in the US and Coca-Cola in Canada taste
Really?
different. Oh yeah. Yeah. One's made with sugar cane, the other one's made with corn
we
syrup
get corn
or
syrup here in
whatever.
the States. Mexico has the real stuff.
Yeah. It does not taste the same because I remember when I went to E3 the first time in 1999, I think it was, and I had a Coca-Cola down there, and I was like, "What the hell's this crap?" I couldn't even drink it because it tasted so different than here in Canada, and I was like, "Ugh." So I ended up drinking Pepsi because I didn't like the Coca-Cola
Oh,
here.
whoa.
So
We have some fighting words in here, man.
yeah, the
Saber
Coke Pepsi.
Gaming, dude. I like you, man. What are you
Coke
talking
sucks.
about here? What?
Coke sucks.
Oh my god.
He's talking about
Now
cocaine.
Mountain Dew. See,
Come on.
Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew's a Pepsi product. I will agree. Mountain Dew is better than Mellow Yellow.
Mountain Dew has more sugar in it, man, than yeah.
I used to love Baja Blast. To go to Taco Bell, and just sit under the Baja Blast fountain and just drink that. Which again probably didn't help the kidney stones very much.
Well, no. Surprised you don't have diabetes, for God's sakes.
No, I'm strongly.
Yeah, so maybe one day too, I'll show off my Xbox collection too, to change the subject a little bit there. So I'm just looking over at the games, but
Yeah, I mean, again, you also
we'll have to do that.
have a lot of people you know at Microsoft, right? We're gonna try and get them on the show.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get a few people from Microsoft to come on and say hi, but we'll have to see because we don't really talk about Xbox. We do, but we don't, kind of thing. So they may not want to join us as far as that. I'll have to sell the show real good. So we'll see. Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
Is
with,
RC Cola gone?
What's his
I
face?
saw a chat here. I was trying to find it. Someone said like bring RC Cola back. I didn't realize it was gone. Oh, it was Adam.
Me
Adam
neither.
said that.
Yeah, at the top there. I don't drink much soda. If I do it, it's diet or with the word zero in it. So, and it's
But
not
doesn't that give you
often.
headaches? You drink the stuff with the no sugar, you get headaches.
No, I used to get headaches with the sugar. I used to get massive migraines after drinking 1 or 2 Pepsis after a while. Body couldn't take it anymore. So it's like, okay, can't be drinking that
I
no
never
more.
drank this.
Sorry.
Bronsky. I never.
Jolt. Holy crap.
Uh-uh.
Jolt will keep you up for 4 days straight, man. Apparently that has the highest concentration of caffeine, isn't it?
Isn't it some bull, like from real bulls? Sometimes I hear weird things. That's in. is in that stuff.
Something from the genitalia
Yeah, that's
area.
that's what I've heard. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so,
And
but
Greg,
whatever, I
he's right.
guess.
Soda is poison. I just have to have one.
Put a spoon in soda, leave it there for a month, and you'll see your spoon's gone. I don't know if that's still the case, but back in the 80s, I tried that, and it's legit.
Oh, I'm sure.
So it's
I
like,
am sure my insides are. You know, I mean, look at me. Oh, come
look at
on.
me. Where's the
This isn't from
suspense?
water, milk, and orange juice. This is, you know, this is Coca-Cola right here.
This is the image of a new
That's it.
generation.
So we're coming close to the end. I
No.
want to bring up one more thing here real quick. A little bit of a
Yep.
self promotion, I guess. But I wanted to tell you guys, if you haven't seen it before, pull this up right here, and that is that Thunder Sticks. We now have our own website. We still on Amazon. We're still doing that. We're doing Micro Center, but we're also selling direct. And if you sign up right up at the top, if you sign up for our newsletter with Thunder 20, you can take 20% off your order, and you can get the Star Wars yoke for like $159 right here. It's $199. Take 20% off that. You're talking $159 for that. We have the light up trackball here, sold out right now. These will be back in stock soon. The big problem is getting. I'm not kidding. The problem is getting these chips. We're having a hard time getting chips. We're like Tesla now. We're like, what do you got? And we'll just reprogram it to make it work with that chip.
Oh, it's getting bad. Like even on the homebrew side of things, the guys can't release games and things like that because it's missing some
Right.
chips. You're having to dig up old stock from the 80s and 90s and reprogram
Right.
that, you know. So it's a problem. I can't wait till it's over.
So let me get this
Not
out
the
of
end
our
of the
face.
world kind of
wait,
over,
Steven, this
but
great,
you
great
know.
transition. Hold on, wait. Look at that. Isn't that
Whoop.
cool?
Yeah, that's from a bunch of research I did.
That's multiple millions of man hours to make that happen.
Yeah, exactly. Many, many, many hours. So I'm putting together my YouTube channel in the next few weeks. So stay tuned for that. I'll be covering all kinds of stuff, like repair videos to whatever. You know, I gotta put an AV kit in this thing.
What's that?
I don't know if you can see it, but
Ah, nice. I actually put one of those in for my very good friend Mary Parker. She used to live across the street. I did one of those for her, and it comes out pretty good. Sometimes there's still a little like RF interference. You might have to do some extra shielding on it, but
yeah, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I've got the little board that goes in there, and I'll have to figure out what needs to happen. You know, so we'll see. So we'll see what happens, and you know what? This show will have its ups and downs. We're gonna try to get different people
Yep.
on there. We're entertaining the idea of actually putting Glenn and I's face in a half of the screen, basically, so when we get guests on, it's 3 faces or whatever. So and Glenn's going gangsta again, so it's good. I'm glad it's not a potato chip shortage, but a chip shortage,
that would
microchip
really,
shortage.
my son would
But
die. No potato chips. Oh my god.
he would totally die,
He,
really.
yeah, he needed potato chips. My father was potato chips, and so was he. They needed them tater chips.
I eat crispers like they're going out of style. I don't know why. That mustache actually looks legit.
Listen, see?
It
Listen,
does.
see? You're gonna watch our show. Come back every Friday, see?
You look more like Mario with the hat and everything.
Dun, 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 dun. Wait, hold on. Achoo! Oh, excuse me. Oh, I made an ass of myself. Sorry about that.
Yeah, you had that without that, but whatever. I'm a noble steed. I love Shrek movies. They're awesome.
You know, it's what is it, like 15, 20 years? I don't know how long it's been since the last Shrek film. It's been a while, right? Maybe 10 years?
Oh, almost, yeah. Hey, some old school cereals.
Man.
Like breakfast cereal? You know what they're selling here is Cocoa Puffs? No. The Fruity Pebbles and the whole Flintstone cereals. It's like, what? My wife bought a box. She was like, "Oh, Fruity Pebbles." She bought a box, and I'm like, "Wow, I haven't seen that in forever." So
Well, we're gonna
Before we
we're gonna
go
start
out,
wrapping up.
favorite cereal when you were a kid?
Mine,
Go.
anything soggy. I
That
I
you
like my
loved?
cereal soggy. So Fruit Loops, Fruity Pebbles. I think it was big ones.
Damn.
I think I ate.
Me, it's the complete opposite. Captain Crunch. That was my
Oh, me
go-to
too. But you
cereal.
gotta let it sit for like 10 minutes to get soggy.
No. You gotta crunch enough so you can't hear other people talk.
Oh, wait, we got a
So it
super chat.
resonates in your skull and
Super chat,
everything
Steven.
while you're
Read that
crunching
super
away.
chat.
Mr. T
I
cereal.
pin the
That's a
fool
thing.
who does not eat my cereal.
There was Mr. T cereal for
yeah.
real.
Mr. T had a cereal. Absolutely.
What the hell was it made out of?
Absolutely had Mr. T. Mr. T, a Donkey Kong, Pac-Man cereal.
Oh, I had that and it didn't taste that good. The Pac-Man stuff.
Frosted Flakes. Of course I ate Frosted Flakes. Absolutely.
Frosted Flakes are awesome. See, the whole Captain Crunch. Paul knows what he's talking about, right
Well,
there.
Captain Crunch was good. You just have to let it get soggy.
No. You gotta, like I said, you gotta have it crunchy enough to zone people out completely when they're talking. So when they're moving their lips, you don't hear shit. You don't want to hear. You're reading the back of the box. So I think we can wrap it
We
up.
are.
It's
So, guys, again,
8:59. It
we
seems
want to
like.
thank you for tuning in. We're going to start some guests on. You know, we had some logistical things we had to fix for that. So I want to thank you again for joining us here on
There he goes. There he goes. Go.
Old School.
Oh, that's priceless. Sorry. He just cut loose. He even closed his eyes and
Yeah,
everything.
So, everyone,
Awesome.
thanks. Super Game Room Dude should be starting, well, right about now. So make sure you say hi to them for us.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Over at Kicking It Old School, and we will see you guys next week. But in the meantime, remember to always what, Steven?
Go for a shit before you go to bed.
Game on.
No, game on. Game on. Game on.
At the Tiny Arcade fan page. Remember, don't admire people too much. They'll disappoint you.
Sit, Blue Blue, sit.